Alright, so the next and probably last thing to check out on as far as the new features in F125 is concerned, we're going to be delving into the new My Team 2.0 kind of mode for this game. A complete revamp of the very popular My Team mode. And I'm going to split this into two parts. This first part is basically going to be an exploratory part, exploring all the kind of stuff in the game, such as creating the team and going through all the new facilities and stuff like that. It's quite a lot of information to take in from what I've seen from My Team videos from the likes of Arav and Tyler Medic. There is actually a lot to take in. So we're going to explore all that. We're going to go right up to the just before the start of the first race weekend. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that away from recording. I'm going to play the qualifying and practice sessions. And then, very much like I did last year, I'm going to do the race, save the replay, record that replay, and then do it over in the commentary format. Very much how I did the driver career mode video last year, where I actually did commentary over the race. That's what I'm going to do for this as well. Now, the question really that I had was, what was I going to do team-wise? Because I've already done Audi in F1 Manager, and I think I did maybe I'm already doing Audi in F1 22, and it would pretty much be the same here aside from the new UI and vistas and stuff. I've already done Connor Sport in F1 Manager again, and I might be doing Connor Sport maybe in this game later if there is a way, if the Ian Jackson story kind of permits it per se. Not really going to give anything away on the story with that, but if it does end up like that, I'll probably be playing with the Connor Sport kind of stuff in this game anyway. So one thing I'm actually going to do is somewhat a team completely different. A certain team that will be entering F1 in 2026. Yes, I'm going to curate a Cadillac F1 team a year early and do the first weekend and everything leading up to that with them. And then I'm going to do the commentary over it. I thought I'd do someone new. Like I said, I've already done Audi and Connor Sport before, but this is actually a completely new team per se. So yeah, it's quite an interesting experience. I know what I want to do with it in terms of the drivers as well. You guys are going to pretty much figure it out in just a moment when I go into the icons for that. And considering what I did last year, that might be a big hint to what it actually is going to entail. Do we go 60 or 65? We know from the reverse code race video that 60 AI is actually 65 AI is actually quite quick. So I'll think about it. I'll put it on 60 and probably see how the first, say, practice session or two goes while I do the practice programs for the points and stuff. And we'll probably go from there. So it might increase, it might decrease by the time we get to the actual race. I'm going to run all the settings I would do in a career mode sense. So we're going to turn everything on in terms of weekend structure and all that stuff. For this particular part, I'm going to leave driver moves unbalanced. But I think if I go into this game and maybe do multiple seasons of it, we'll have to see how it turns out in F1 26 and how the game will work back then. But it might turn out that I like this game so much that I might do multiple seasons on it. I might put it on increased then, because F1 Manager 24 pretty much told us that the traditional F1 games driver transfers have been incredibly dull and boring, which I agree with. I mean, in any case, even putting it on increased might bring a few more F2 drivers from the previous year in, but a lot of about 3 or 4 of them made their debut this year, so I think we've probably got an even smaller pool than last year, because most of them are making their debut this year, of course. And I'm missing the F3 drivers because I don't have the Hamilton Iconic edition of the game. So I'll probably leave it on balance for now. And we'll just have to see what the future holds in terms of whether I actually use this or not. I can see a lot of people using this. I mean, I might even like have limited and reduced and stuff. Maybe if I do something, I'm going to have to do it F123. We'll have to see. But right now, I'll probably just leave it on balanced. We'll keep all this as on default. I'm going to have what I would normally have here. So high gives us the chances of mechanical failures, which, of course, I suffered in the Belgian Grand Prix in the Aiden Jackson story, much to my disappointment, because it was the Belgian Grand Prix and I wanted to win that one. But that is how it goes. So basic settings here, and normal settings as I would usually use here. And I think that's pretty much it. Controls are what they are, audio is what it is. Accessibility, I don't need any of it as far as I'm aware. If anybody ever does, like I said a few times, let me know. Let me know if you need it. So, we can pick Connor Sport right off the bat here, so you can play as them and play as them in the My Team mode. Now, from what I have to understand, because you'll be the 11th team on the grid, you can't then import Connor Sport into My Team and make it 12 teams, which is rather unfortunate, to be honest. But you can import them in Driver Career, which I think is a pretty nice touch. But I think it would have been nice to have them in My Team as well. But from what I'm hearing, Connor Sport in Career mode, if you import them, they're very overpowered. And I could probably attest to this. I've seen that people import Connor Sport, and one upgrade in R&D for them boosts them right up to the top of the department they're in. So if they make a chassis upgrade, the moment it goes through, they get shot up from the bottom team in the chassis to the top team. It's kind of crazy. So it's a good thing that I'm not at that year and having to import Connor Sport yet, because if I was to play Connor Sport in this game, I'd be very OP. You can also do APX Grand Prix, but I really don't care for the F1 movie team that much. There was nothing really this year in the Hamilton Iconic Edition that I really cared about, so I really just bought the Standard Edition this year. And I really don't care for the F1 movie team. I don't really care for the movie itself. I mean, I'll watch it, but I'm going to really hold off on expectations for that. I'll watch it, but I'm not really expecting anything really great here. But I've been proven wrong before, so I guess we'll see. But yeah, I didn't really care for most of the stuff in the Iconic Edition of the game this year, so I just went with the Standard. That was more than enough for me. I care much more about Connor Sport than APX Grand Prix, let's put it that way, to be honest. I really care about Connor Sport and Aiden Jackson and Callie May in particular, particularly since they have entered the story in the Aiden Jackson story. So, I care much more about this part of it rather than this one. And I got my thing with Connor Sport at the end of the... I think you could have gone in before and then have done it, but I just wanted to make sure that I unlocked. But we're going to go with the My Team for now, because we're going to curate Cadillac F1. Choose a driver icon. So you can put Aiden Jackson and Callie May into the market now, and sometimes they will be... You can put it on either sometimes off or often, where all these drivers that you turn on will move between teams. Now, I think I can see a lot of people turning these off for I don't know, maybe realism's sake. Maybe people like Jenson Button, Felipe Massa, Mark Webber, maybe, and maybe even David Coulthard, and maybe even Jacques Villeneuve. Could probably turn these on, and it would be a cool thing to look at. You can see Michael Schumacher in a modern day Ferrari. I'm gonna leave Michael on though. Yeah, Jenson Button will have off, but yeah, we'll turn all these guys off. I'll turn off the F3 drivers. The only reason I'm turning Jackson and Mayer on is because I'm hoping to use Jackson in this team alongside... yeah, I've pretty much given it away. Spoilers. But yeah, I'm going to hope to put Jackson and Schumacher in this team. Very unrealistic, I know, but this is a one-off kind of thing. I want to have some fun with it. And I want to be Schumacher again, so yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have... Of course, the Iconic Edition gives me these F3 drivers, but to be honest with them, I don't really care about them very much. I would have cared only about Arvid Lindblad, I guess. But I don't really know these guys, so I don't really care about it, so to speak. The only one I really would have turned on in this instance was Lindblad, but he's not in the game for some reason. I don't really know why Lindblad wasn't the obvious choice. I was very surprised. Voisin I know, I think. Tramnitz, I know Arava picked him, but I don't really know these guys out and out, because I don't, since Mick Schumacher won F2 in 2020, I've not really focused on the lower formulas too much. I do keep an eye on Charlie Wurz and Sebastian Montoya, just for, you know, they're the son of Alex Wurz and Juan Pablo Montoya, so I keep on tabs on them on namesake, I guess. But apart from that, I don't really watch the lower formulas much these days. But yeah, I've pretty much given it away. It's going to be Michael Schumacher and Jackson in the Cadillac cars. I had to do it. Alright, so we'll enable tutorials because there's a lot of new stuff in the mode this year. And we'll see. See how we go.
As the owner of the newest team in F1, your first job should be introducing yourself to the team.
So this is the first big change. You are now the team owner, rather than the owner driver. I see what they were doing. They kind of want to give you the owner because owner drivers are incredibly rare in modern day Formula One. I think there was a lot of them. I know Bruce McLaren, obviously. Was it John Surtees and Graham Hill that ran their own teams? I think it was owner drivers, but even rarer. Maybe McLaren was the only one. I'm not sure. But yeah, I see what they were doing. The only real downside to this is that you cannot curate your own custom driver and drive in that team. I kind of understand it. But to be fair, I would have been Aiden Jackson anyway, for story reasons. So the fact that I get to play him in this game, it doesn't really matter to me that much. But I can see people that would say, well, why can't you play your own driver in your own team, and drive for your owner team? That would have been cool, and that would have been cool. So I know that's a real downer. You can still do it in driver career, but yeah, I kind of get what they were doing, but not to really have the choice was probably a bit of a loss of maybe half a point. But for me, it didn't really matter because I was going to play as Aiden Jackson no matter what anyway, as you've seen from F122 and what we'll see for F123 as well, because I used the My Team feature. So, being the owner and being that we're curating Cadillac F1, I guess, which Andretti is it that runs Cadillac? I'm going to have to research that a moment, so I might have to make a cut while I research who it is. I think it's Michael Andretti, because I believe Mario Andretti is Michael's father, I think? I'm not entirely sure. I'm not really up on the Andrettis as much. I know of the name, but let's see. I think Michael Andretti was the owner to begin with. Michael Andretti's Andretti Global. So he's it's pretty much like Butler Global. So, because he's teamed up with, doesn't say who General Motors is. So yeah, I think Michael Andretti's been pretty much the spearhead. So I think for this video's sake, we'll go with Michael Andretti, I think that just makes the most sense. Let me just make sure I spell his name right. Yeah, I did. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Alright, Avatar then. So let's have a look. Who we got? Oh, look! It's Elena! You can have the driver career agent as the owner. That's pretty nice touch. I like that touch, actually. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool touch. Let's see. Who do we want to be here? I don't think there's a lot of choices I've been hearing. Like, the choices are very limited. I think they're all new faces, to be honest. I think they are pretty much all new faces for the game, but yeah, they're right. There's not a lot of choice here at all. So I guess what we probably could do here is we could either pick this guy or this guy. That would probably make the most sense. I think we'll go for this one, actually. It doesn't really matter, I don't think, but it's pretty cool, though. So yeah, first time you're being the owner. I did say that...
A bit more about you. Let's explore your background.
I did say that I prefer owner and stuff like that being an F1 manager because it makes sense in F1 manager where you focused as the driver. Now you actually get to focus as the drivers and be the team owner, which is pretty cool. So you get a bit of both. And you actually get to control both drivers. Not at the same time, you don't have to do like NASCAR or 6 total team control and switch between, which is kind of unfortunate. You can still pick one or the other. Which is pretty cool before each race.
My name's Andrew. I'm your head of personnel. It'd be useful for the team to know a bit more about your background. Give them a sense of how you intend to lead our efforts.
Fair enough. So, people manager, head engineer, and chief financial officer. I think we'll go team financial officer. I think that makes the most sense for Andretti. Because he was more of a driver than an engineer, I believe. Mario Andretti was. But Michael Andretti, I don't actually know. I know he was a racer. Actually, I think all the Andrettis were racers at some point. So I would probably say corporate focus here makes the most, financial officer makes the most sense here, I would guess.
And tell us a bit about this HQ. How well developed are the facilities here ahead of our debut season?
Now this is interesting because I believe Cadillac is going to be taking over the Toyota facilities, I think. Let me find that out. I've got their Wikipedia page up here. Yeah. Andretti continued to build up the team and operations by using Toyota's wind tunnel in Cologne. So I think the Toyota kind of facilities would have been pretty good in that instance. But of course they're going to be brand new, but they are going to be picking up pieces from where others left off. I think they're also going to have Ferrari engines, according to this. They've begun manufacturing their own, but until then they're going to race with Ferrari engines, which makes sense, which is kind of similar to what Audi are doing, particularly in the Aiden Jackson story. Let's see, how much does it give us? It's quite a big jump for advanced. Extensive is an even bigger jump. So I think to give us kind of a competitive car right off the bat, so maybe I'm not stuck at the back for this one race, I think I am going to go advanced. It'll give us a good boost to start off with.
Hello, Mathis, head of your engineering facility. Let's discuss where we think we are in terms of car performance.
So they use the same technology they did for the interviews, so that means they've still got the stoic faces, which I found humorous. Development, we're going to go with some, just to kind of keep us competitive, so to speak, and make the race kind of interesting from an all-round field standpoint. So we'll go middle of the road again.
Hey, boss. I'm Anissa. I head things up in your corporate facility. Let's discuss our financial situation.
She sounds quite familiar, actually. All your budget to get a team up and running and you're almost nothing left. Some reserves, which is 2.5. I don't know whether we should go some reserves or significant reserves. It really depends how much the drivers will cost. I'm going to go significant reserves just to make sure.
Right. With all that out of the way, our next task is to finalize our team's visual identity.
Right.
Our official name and branding.
Right, so this might take a while in terms of, you know, making the car livery and everything. Team colors. I know there's a mod for F1 Manager that has the team colors. I'm not sure what it will be in real life yet. We don't even know what the car will be in real life, so I'm probably going to have to base it off something else, which would be quite interesting. I'm trying to remember. I think it was a white, a blue, and a red that the mod in F1 Manager used, because someone made a mod for F1 Manager and made a Cadillac pack sort of thing. So let's see how that looks. That actually looks not too bad, actually. I might even keep the black on the top, even though it's not the real color. Let's see how the red would look. Would the red look alright? Oh, actually, that's not too bad, actually. I'll probably stick with that. I think it was a lighter red, if I remember rightly. Let's just bond that up a bit. Looks more orange, doesn't it? Can't really tell much from here. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's brighten the red up a little bit, I guess. Make it 140. 140, 190. Yeah, that'll do. So we haven't really probably got much for team badges right now, so we'll probably just do something like random, maybe, because I don't like last year, but doesn't really seem to be a lot of choice. It'd be pretty cool if there was like an A, because I think that's would be very similar to how the Andretti team's going to do it. Eagle looks nice. I like the eagle look. I might even keep that, actually. I don't know if there's a lot of choices. Can we look in the store? Well, that might do. I don't think there's anything that really resembles the logo in here. Again, there isn't really much choice. Someone did do a logo, and I think it was more to do with an A, so I don't think that would actually work. I don't know if you can, like, change the shapes or anything. So I think what I'll probably do is maybe do this, right? Make the blue a bit darker, maybe, so it kind of fits the color scheme with the white shield. So it kind of fits the team color scheme. Something a bit like this, maybe. Let's have a look. Yeah, something a bit like that. I think that would probably make the most sense. What background should we have? Oops. I need to accept it. Okay. Oh, it changed the... There you go. I didn't accept the changes. Let's see. That maybe? That's actually quite similar to the Andretti logo, actually. So I think I'll probably just have that, actually. Alright, we're good. I think they're going to be, like, mostly blue. From what I remember of some pictures of some concepts, it's mostly a blue and white car, I think. Team's clothing we'll probably keep as it is. Just to kind of in harmony, and as it were.
Next up, there's an amount of contract work we need to get nailed down.
Now, from what I'm to believe, driver prices can be random every time. So if I can't afford both Jackson and Schumacher, I may have to restart, which won't take that long, to be honest. But let's see how we do.
On our title sponsor. This will represent a key source of income over the coming season. We have a few potential sponsors lined up. Each contract splits our income in 3 ways. A signing bonus that we receive now, a weekly income paid over the course of the season, and finally, a bonus at the end of the season, if we achieve the goals set out in the contract.
Well, I honestly think all these goals look rather obtainable. The weekly income from these other two, though, is more. Core value, performance excellence. Considering our drivers, that actually might not be so bad, this one here. It's only like a little bit less than Xzen's doing, and I'm pretty sure Xenon is who I use in the Audi car for the moment, so probably should go for a different sponsor for this one. So I'm looking at this one. I think this one might be the best real thing to do. It offers a better seasonal goal. 10th in the constructors is probably more than doable, honestly, because the likes of Sauber are rarely going to score unless it's a crazy race, I guess. I'm probably thinking about it way too hard because you're only going to do one race, but this also sets the kind of maybe the wheels in motion when the Aiden Jackson story reaches this point, which probably won't be for quite some time yet. So let's do that.
This is our title sponsor, which are responsible for the bulk of our team's income. While much of that income is paid weekly, a large part is dependent upon us meeting our contractual obligations and hitting our seasonal goal. As we develop our relationship with this sponsor, we'll increase their loyalty, which over time can result in further benefits. That said,
yeah, the new loyalty
as our team's
system.
fan rating grows, we may be able to attract more valuable title sponsors. So, knowing when to prioritize building loyalty over the financial benefits of a more lucrative sponsor is something we'll need your guidance on.
We talk a lot about primary, like, title sponsors, which makes sense, but I wonder how that works in the secondary sponsors. I wonder if they're even a thing.
Secondly, we have to make a call on which engine supplier we want to work with this season.
Well,
Generally speaking,
I think
our
that's
choices
easy.
can be defined as a trade-off between performance and durability, with the caveat that neither come cheap.
Well, Cadillac will be working with Ferrari in 2026, so I think that's a
And
pretty
finally,
easy
Let's
decision.
talk drivers. Obviously, we need two of them. So let's start with our first one.
All right. So we
Each
need
driver's performance is
12
measured in a number
over
of
the
ways.
two that we pick.
Experience counts for a lot, and drivers with more on-track experience will have an advantage over less experienced competitors. Racecraft describes a driver's ability to work their way through the pack to finish the race higher up than where they started. Awareness represents the driver's skill at avoiding the steward's room. The higher this stat, the less likely they are to pick up warnings and penalties. Pace is a measure of sheer speed. Outside of battling their opponents, how good are they at pulling out consistent fast laps? All these stats contribute to the driver's overall rating, while focus represents their current state of mind
Yeah.
and how well they're leveraging their rating out on track.
All right. So we'll have Jackson as car 1. 8. Oh, I think we'd have just enough to sign both. Perfect. All right.
All right. that's
Jackson
one
and
driver-
Schumacher, the dream team. What a team this is. Look at this. Beautiful.
That all looks solid. Good
Oh, that
choices,
looks so good.
And all within our budget. Feel free to review your choices if you want, but
Oh,
otherwise I think we can move on.
beautiful, dude. Absolutely beautiful. I love that. Jackson's an 88. That's fair. That's fair. Because he'd probably be an 88 at this point. He's probably going to be a little bit higher, I would say, when we eventually reach this point. But 88 is pretty accurate. Schumacher, of course, a 95. Because, of course, right in the budget. Love it. I'm just going to look at this for a moment. Yeah. And, of course, it's quite apt because, of course, I think, according to rumors, Mick Schumacher is being considered for one of the Cadillac seats next year. I hope he gets it. But I think Cadillac wanted American on merit if they can get one. One of the drivers is going to be an American alongside, say, a veteran like a Bottas or a Perez. I'll have to wait and see. I mean, Schumacher, by how Alpine is being run and what's going on over there, he might be even an Alpine for a bit. But of course, he's in WEX, so I don't know if that'll be possible. But yeah, it's quite apt looking at this, that we're putting Michael in the car. Well, because Mick could be in the car. One can hope.
Finally, we need to approve our race gear. Don't worry about sponsors just yet. We'll add them later. For now, let's just focus on the livery design and suits.
It looks so funny because it looks so static and kind of no emotion, like facial emotion, like the kind of CG cutscenes had. It's still pretty cool to see that, though, to be fair, like I said in the Breaking Point story. Right. So I'm not sure what to do about this car. We haven't really got a lot of choices right now. I know that some liveries can be bought and can be equipped if you have the right title sponsor for it, I think. Let's just go into the items. I don't know how much Bitcoin I've actually got. But look at these liveries. That one is nice. I like that livery actually. I like that a lot. But I don't have the sponsor yet. But that's a really cool looking livery, that one. I like this one as well. Kind of reminds me of MasterCard, to be honest. I like this one. I like all these kind of like sponsor liveries. I actually quite like them all. Seren's is pretty good. X-Forming 2. Sadly, I could have used that one if I have 2,000. Do I have 2,000? No, I don't. Oh, that's a shame. Apparently, I already have the Exxon one for some reason. It's groovy. I don't think I really like it though, but it is groovy. This one's pretty cool. This actually came out really well in Arav's livery. Arav used this for his livery. It came out really well. I really like his design this year. So I think we're going to probably have to go with the basic because I don't really want to overspend on PitCon that much. Because as you guys know, I'm not a big fan of that kind of thing anyway. And like I said, this is only going to be a one-off video, so we might as well just go with a basic livery. I might go for this one. This one looks the coolest, I guess. We could probably get a decent livery out of that. So this might take a moment. I'm going to look at some pictures. I don't think Cadillac even has their car yet, so we could really just go wild with it. But I've seen some images of some concepts, and most of them seem to involve a blue. I don't know if Cadillac is in another sport. I don't know. I don't honestly know. I think they might be an IndyCar outfit. But some of the concepts they've got mostly seem to involve a blue car with some white for the most part. So I might do something similar just to keep it simple. But yeah, I'll be right back when I've finished this up. To be fair, that probably looks the closest to the Andretti team livery mod that someone made for F1 Manager. So I'm probably going to go with that, actually. I might darken the white a little bit. Maybe it's a bit too bright. Maybe if we lower this a little bit. It's not too in your face, like that. And it kind of shows up the sponsor decals pretty well. So a bit like that. Yeah, I think that would probably do, to be honest. But yeah, that really does look like the Andretti team livery mod that someone made. So that's probably quite apt, actually. So I'm probably going to keep that. It's not the most creative, I know, but like I said, it does really remind me of the Andretti team livery mod. So I'll take that. Alright, suit-wise, what do we got? Oh, I don't like that one very much. I don't mind the F175. It's cool, I guess. Kind of wish it was the Audi team back in again. I haven't had the Audi team livery in the game. I think I'm probably going to go for this one. I think it's very similar to the one I had in, well, the one I have, I should say, in 2022 for the Audi team. So I'm probably going to do something rather simple with this, to be fair. Yeah, this won't take long. do something like that. Probably like the closest. Yeah, that's pretty perfect to be fair. It's pretty much in line, so I'll definitely take it. Like I said, it's not the most inventive, I know, but it'll do to be going on with. Well, match the gloves as well. Jackson's got this helmet. I don't think it'll matter, because I think with Jackson and Schumacher, they'll have their helmets from the game. So it'll look a bit weird, because Jackson will be going around with a Color Sport helmet on his head. But I like Jackson's helmets. Jackson definitely has some of my favorite helmets in the series, so I'll take it. I like Devon's from 23 as well. Yeah, blue seems to be like one of their standout colors per se. Blue and red seems to be like the standout colors, as it were. I don't really know what this changes. Probably changes the inside of the glove, perhaps. Hang on, is it on this side? Nah, I don't really know what this changes. I'll leave it black for now, just in case. Actually, I think that might work out pretty well, to be fair. Cool. That didn't take as long as I thought.
I think that's everything, boss.
Cool.
If you're happy with all of this, give us the nod. We'll get everything moving. And if not, feel free to go back and review your choices.
Let's go! Yes, sir. Perfect.
Hello and welcome to this very special live stream. Great to be with you all, because today
Natalie Schiff looks pretty good in this game. She looks really like accurate to like real life.
Guess what? Today is the day we find out.
And we are here.
They did a really good job with Natalie Schiff in this game, particularly.
HQ will be seeing their brand new car very soon, but behind every team, behind every car, there's one person central to it all.
Yes, and they've got a real reputation for being smart when it comes to the cash, always keeping things profitable and bringing in the sponsors. The question is, though, can they handle the technical challenge of the sport, all whilst having to deal with the pressure of managing a team?
And we'll be seeing more behind the scenes as the season progresses. But of course, it is all about what happens on track. So, without further ado, let's see the fruits of their labor, the brand new 2025 car.
I think there's supposed to be some sort of bug, like the liveries are never correct. But mine looks pretty fair. Mine looks pretty much like I made it. I think there's like a bit of a bug that you make your own livery and pick one of the other ones and it doesn't actually work. It just shows the basic one. Mine looks pretty accurate. Like I said, it's probably not the most inventive, but like I said, it reminds me of the team. I keep saying it, I'm sorry.
Well, thank you all for joining us. The team have done an incredible job. The car looks sensational.
It certainly does. Congratulations, and all the very best for the season ahead.
Oh, so you get no questions like you do as the owner driver. You get a set of questions relating to help your performance. But
this is the hub of the team's operations.
I guess to be fair,
it's
you've already done that.
Worth having a look around, familiarizing yourself with the different areas you'll be responsible for directing. You can use these options to navigate around your HQ. Keep an eye out for notifications. I think Madison Engineering was looking for you earlier, and they were asking for you in corporate as well.
Okay.
You should catch up with them before we proceed further.
Okay.
Oh, and as you look around, keep an eye out for this message. It appears wherever you can summon more information. It's a very useful reference if you want to start digging into the finer detail of how the team functions.
You probably need to use that a lot, because there's a lot to do in this game now. And this is just before you jump in and race. Right. So advanced time. You got activities, which is probably very similar to the activities in last year's game. Got team owner. Here in your office, you can catch up on messages, review your team's recent performance, and pursue training to make a more effective leader. Okay. Huh. The visitors are really cool. I like the visitors in this game. That was cool how someone walked by and he waved. That's cool. This really does look nice. The vistas look really nice. Messages. Well, you're already looking at this, so you should know what to come here to view all the important correspondence regarding the team. Owner trading. Make sure to visit here when you have trading points to spend to further improve your management expertise. That makes sense. About the details of your team's prestige in the sport. Remind yourself of how the team is done during the race weekends, past and present. Oh, and one final thing. Don't forget to reset the default password for Andretti 2025. Factories online. Here to assist in any way I can. Speaking of, we've made some good strides in R&D that have helped us to reduce the gap between us and some of the top other teams. We can't afford to rest on our laurels, because it's a technology race that is going to require us to keep moving in order to avoid falling behind. Cities have grown from their modest beginnings, but there's a lot more we could do to support the wider team, and in doing so help maximize our efforts on the track. Okay. It's great that we have a high level of additional investment alongside our initial sponsor cash. The money doesn't do as much as sitting in the accounts, so we just start pushing hard on the car and development and the facility improvements in order to make a good on our long-term ambitions. We spent most of it signing Schumacher and Jackson, but it was worth it. So owner trading is, I guess, rather superfluous right now because needs more training points to unlock the first level of specialization. So you can unlock engineering and personnel later, but corporate's where you kind of have a head start. Skills in the boardroom make your corporate leadership more effective, improving results across the board. And we have no points, so that's, yeah.
Your team's standing on the grid is measured in two ways: fan rating and sentiment. Fan rating is a measure of your team's prestige and history in the sport, and can be increased by completing accolades. Whereas sentiment is more dynamic, a measure of your recent performance both within the current season and looking back to previous seasons. As your fan rating increases, you will earn not only a one-off award for each fan rating level, but also ongoing bonuses that benefit the team. Positive sentiment can unlock more bonuses relative to your fan rating, whereas negative sentiment can temporarily disable bonuses you've earned until your sentiment improves. The combination of fan rating and sentiment will affect many aspects of your career, so keep tabs on them at all times.
Okay. The perception with all drivers ++. It's a bit like FIFA. So that's just fan bonuses, okay. And so the fan ratings are already kind of in. Alpine's now like 5th, which I find kind of funny. I probably should have put Cadillac Andretti, probably, shouldn't I? I don't know if that would fit, to be honest.
Accolades are milestones, representing your team's growing history and prestige within the sport.
So like driver career.
By completing these accolades, you will improve your team's fan rating, which unlocks various bonuses and also affects how the drivers view your team and its prospects.
Yeah, pretty much like driver career, yeah. So the total workforce has already like been buffed up, probably because of the facilities. I've already just like driver career, yeah. It's all like driver career. Sweet. Yeah. Alright, so I think he said engineering, didn't he?
Hey, boss. Thanks for coming down. First GP's not far away now, and people are starting to roll off the project as we get more and more of the car locked down ahead of our debut race. We can't afford to lose momentum, so we need to start tasking people with work towards our first upgrade package. As it stands, we already have some resource points, data from testing, that we can use to kickstart our research efforts.
Okay.
We just need to know where you want us to start. Let's go pick an upgrade to research.
Okay. So, I think that's the big difference this year. You can't just build the part and have it there done on the car. and all that. You have to kind of research, develop it, and now assign it to drivers. And I think you only start with the ability to give an update to one driver. I think what I'm going to end up doing is probably giving the new part to Jackson because he's lower rated, and I'll be controlling Schumacher anyway, so I can make up the difference.
Research and development are split into 4 departments: aero, powertrain, chassis, and durability. Pick one of these departments, and let's go choose the first research project you'd like us to tackle.
I think aerodynamics would be immediate to do because it has the least amount of upgrades. So where would we be? Oh, we're P4 already in the R&D race. That's kind of insane, to be honest. Now I kind of regret picking all that. I didn't think we were going to be that quick. I only picked like the medium level. Our chassis trash, to be honest. So I don't know whether I should pick the chassis instead of the aero. But the aero has less, so I might just do that just to fill it out. And I think the maximum slot gap is open by the rear wing covers, so I'm going to actually do that.
That feels like a good place to start. I'll get the research team on it.
Yeah, because then it opens the DRS upgrades. Can you not see? Oh, can you not see the board of who's best in the chassis department, who's best in the power department? Can you not see that anymore? I don't see it. Ah, so they just have an overall now. They don't. I don't think you can see it in specific areas, which is rather unfortunate, to be completely honest. I kind of wish we could see that. But now you can only see when you press Y here, and that's overall. It's not. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure why they took that out. I mean, the R&D chart has never been really gospel anyway, but yeah, I find that a bit odd, to be honest. It's no big deal, to be fair. So, facility improvements.
Okay, this is the facility improvement screen. Here are the improvements you can currently schedule for this facility. You can access the other facilities and explore their improvements from these tabs.
Okay.
Some improvements need us to have completed other improvements first. If an improvement is blocked, it will be listed here, along with information on which improvements we need to complete first in order to unblock it.
Okay.
Each improvement will provide us with an ongoing benefit, but they each also increase the size of that facility. As the facility gets bigger, it will unlock higher levels of that facility, which in turn unlock further improvements for us to pursue.
Going to a new team collaboration platform, allowing the team owner to be better involved with the development strategy, reinforcing learning through successful research initiatives. Earn XP each time a research project is completed without delay. Go down to the bottom here. So, unavailable. Unavailable upgrade requires improved comms to research. So I guess all the phase 2 and 3 ones are locked right now. Because we need... so improved comms research. We can't even do it yet. We ain't got enough money to do that. Yeah, we can't really do any of this right now. We've got like no money, so we got the research going at least. Hopefully that part will come through without any problems.
Hello, boss, and welcome to corporate. This is the hub for the team's finances, our corporate identity, and for our ongoing sponsor relations. Speaking of which, it's important to ensure that our new sponsors are reflected in our team's livery before we head to the first race weekend.
Okay.
Select customization, and let's go finalize the livery design. From here, select race gear.
Gonna go team identity for a second. Gonna see if Andretti would fit. Probably not. Ooh, it'd be tough. Let's see. Ah, the eye's just missing. Unless... maybe we should do this instead? Maybe we should do that instead? Because it is mostly, like, bankrolled by Andretti, isn't it? So maybe we should do that, actually. We'll call it that instead.
We want to focus on the car, so select the car option.
Because it is like a collaboration, isn't it, in the end of the day?
This is where you can define the look of your car. Liveries, driver number, and sponsor decals. Right now, we're focused on sponsors, so let's select this option.
Okay. The livery's good, so...
This is the decal editor, where you can apply sponsor decals to your car. Part of what we do here in corporate is build up our family of sponsors. So, over time, we'll have more of them to display on the car. The more secondary sponsors you feature on the car, the more money we'll make. But be aware, there are diminishing returns.
Okay.
Use this selector to focus on different areas of the car, and start adding some sponsor decals.
It seems like this has a fan rating of 3, so I don't think we can do this. Ah, there is some, like, secondary ones you can actually pick, though. I wonder if that means anything. Discover new secondary sponsors through the sponsor discovery activity. Would this give us anything if we did this right now? If we put this on the car? Really? Even though we haven't signed them, we could... Oh, I guess that works. Okay, I'll be sure to utilize that then. So, I think one thing we need to do is we need to edit this. And I think what we need to do is probably make it bigger. Scale? Is it scale? Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. So if we just move that across a little bit. And good. If we just have that one, makes it black so people can see it. There we go. That's better. So that's X-Forming. That's our main one. I think what we'll also do is we will... where does this go? Doesn't really go where I want it to. I'd rather have it on the front wing. Or mind you, we need 4 more fan ratings for that. Okay. Here we go. You can't really see that, can you? Unless... probably rotate it, couldn't we? How do you do that? There you go. This is a bit like F1 Manager. So if we have this one here, and then we can have another one on the other side. So it's a bit like this. There you go. There you go, sweet. Let's get it down just a little, and then we can move it across like that. Rotate a little bit more. There you go. Perfect. And what we could do is we could just rotate it a little more this way and move it a little more. Perfect. Alright, what do we have here? I like this one. I really like in the placing though. Or rear wing. Let's actually have this on the rear wing. Let's move it up here. Actually, that's on the DRS. Let's Can we have more than one? Ooh, that's cool. Oh, we can't have that. Ah, we can only have one. Oh, we can't have it there. That sucks. We should probably have something like that maybe on it, and then I put some, yeah, okay, so then let's have this like that. And on the rear wing, this one. I don't know what the diminishing returns are, honestly. Someone on the halo. Oh, we can't do it. Have this one. Move it down a bit. Yep. Perfect. Cool. That looks sweet. Basic, but I like it.
Nice.
That's all we've got right now.
If you're happy with that design, then that's what we'll go with.
Right. The number style. Got some new ones here. I like the track. Actually, I really like the track. Might use the track. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Yeah, let's have it on both, yeah. I like that a lot, actually. Cool. So I guess we gotta... Can we... we can't really switch the sponsors on the suit. That's unfortunate. So it's the same with the gloves as well. Yeah. I can't really change much of your own. That's unfortunate, but yeah, cool. Sweet.
Okay, seems like everyone has what they need. If there's nothing else you want to do today, feel free to advance time from this menu. This will skip ahead to the next critical event, but don't worry. If anything comes up between now and then, myself or the other facility heads will interrupt and let you know.
Cool. So I guess let's have a look at the activities we can do.
This is your activity schedule. Scheduling activities between race weekends lets you and the various facilities focus on specific areas of productivity. You can select the different facilities in your own schedule over here, and then select an activity for them to pursue. Picking the right people to work on the right thing at the right time can give us an edge when we really need it, so don't overlook the value of activities. You should consider setting some now, if you have time before the next race.
Okay. So, it looks like the activities are actually split between your departments now, so your departments have their own set of activities, rather than having to do everything at once. So that's pretty cool. We'll probably do 10, so that'd be 6:30. So we'll probably do this, and then what we'll do is sponsor loyalty. So that's down to 6:20. So we'll leave that for now. It's 20. Then it would be 605. Receive 100 resource points each day. We're doing an error upgrade, right? So let's do this. Conduct initial simulated testing sessions for both drivers, boosting their readiness for the new season. We'll probably do that as well. Give them like early focus. That might work very well for Jackson. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that. I'm going to put that here. And then what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to give them the training camp. That might be a big cost though, but it might be worth it. Let's see if this is corporate, right? So there's 25 cash up front on that one, so let's do that. And let's also do let's do sponsor discovery. Yeah, that should be enough, I think. So let's advance and see what happens. Multiple rewards
So,
done.
we're gonna need to open talks with drivers for next season.
Oh, really?
It could be ours, or currently driving for other teams. You should head to the driver comms page to see who you want to consider.
Okay. I'm really not considering anyone right now. I've got Michael Schumacher and Aiden Jackson. You know, who's going to replace them aside from Max Verstappen, really? And Verstappen's not going to want to join this outfit now. Unless Red Bull totally collapse, I guess. So I guess we've got to do it.
This is where we manage our discussions with drivers. Both our drivers and other drivers we might be interested in signing in the future. These slots are for our current drivers. We're obviously much closer to these two than anyone else, but it's still an important job each year, figuring out what's important to them and where their long-term aspirations lie. But we also have to be prepared for the future. If we lose one of our drivers, or if we feel we have a better prospect, it's important to have done the groundwork to allow us to negotiate with a new driver. Or more than one. Just be cautious. The more drivers we engage with, the more likely it is that our current drivers will get wind of it. And that can very much affect how they feel about us.
This is very much like,
About their future
again,
in
the
our team.
driver career. Even though I don't really think that really was a biggest factor as you'd think. Well, if we really have to do this, this is pretty easy to do.
I've reached out
Pretty
with a
easy.
very early preliminary inquiry to their side.
I mean,
I'll let
honestly,
you know how it goes. Hard to get a read on it at the moment.
on
These
it,
things are always fluid and move quickly, but if they're interested in us,
expected salary
I'm sure things will move a bit
20.6 million. Wow, that's quite insane. To be fair, I think basically for the sake of doing it, let's just pick Cali. But I think at the end of the day, I wouldn't replace either of these two right now. To be honest, it's Michael Schumacher and Aiden Jackson. You know, this is the dream team. So I'll take it. But even just to do it, we'll put Cali there and we'll just leave it for now. But maybe we'll have to think of something some other time, possibly. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else to really do because there's no real notifications at the moment. So I wonder how these are going. Not really getting an idea of how much they are, to be honest. Accounting push. So that gives us the money. So multiple activities complete. I think something just happened on the R&D. Research completed.
The research group have delivered us a design,
Okay.
but we need to actually build the thing if it's going to be of any use. And for that, we have the development group.
Right.
This is where we turn the engineer's dreams into reality. Here's the upgrade we've researched. Selected to start development.
Yep. All right.
So it's up to you whether to kick this development off now or not. But when you do, you'll want to consider how you want to develop it. Certain options won't be available until you've invested a bit more into improving this facility.
Aha.
But the important thing to think about is that you need to develop 2 copies of the part, one for each of your driver's cars. If you only have a single part when you get to a Grand Prix, you'll need to visit the Assign Upgrades area to decide which driver's car to prioritize.
Okay, so dual development. What do you need for it? Doesn't really say, does it? It says just... Where is that?
Don't head off just yet. I need you to consider development of this upgrade first.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Standard. Rush is locked. Okay. I think that'll be ready for the new for the Australian Grand Prix. So, yeah, cool. 500 resource points. Can we do anything with those right now? I'm in the wrong section, aren't I? I'm gonna have to get used to this. I want to improve, like, what I've always tended to do, especially since reliability was such an issue for Audi in 22. I've always tended to do, basically, I always upgrade the ICE, the H, and the turbo, because if these are worn, then they worn out other parts of the car. So I always try to upgrade those first, but I can't really do that right now. These are all like mega expensive right now. Yeah. Alright. So let's see. Facility improvement. On-track instruments and tools. Morale. Allows you to develop 2 upgrades at the same time in your aero department. So I guess it's like development expansion, right? 2 upgrades, 2 upgrades. Yeah, it's the development expansion that you need to... Can we do that now? 13 days. Let's just show Grand Prix. Is that in 13 days? More or less. That would actually work. So, what's our weakest... Our weakest asset is the chassis. So probably what I should do is do... Oh, okay, morale. Morale in your powertrain department. Oh, okay. So... Let's do that.
Okay, I'll book in a meeting with the contractors and we'll get that started.
Yeah, let's do that. Because the chassis is our weakest asset. So we'll need chassis upgrades, like, stat. And I think that's pretty much all we can do right now. It's time for the annual grid photo. Sweet. There's something here. Hang on. What's this? Research. So I guess that means we can research something now. So maybe we should do the chassis part next. Oh yeah, simultaneous upgrades too. Does that mean like both drivers can do it now? Oh no. Oh no, it's development. I keep getting those two confused. Oh, we can do this now. The rear wing covers are on, so that means we can do this. I want to upgrade this chassis part next, so let's do this one. Alright. I think that's everything, so let's go to the grid review. Oh man, that's so cool. That's so cool. I know having Schumacher is completely unrealistic, but I couldn't resist. I wanted to have some fun. I wanted to have the fun with Schumacher in the game. Because as a lot of the loss of other legends in the game will tell you, that tells you that Schumacher could be out of the game at any time. I very much doubt it. I think the Keep Riding Foundation will keep giving him the likeness, but you know, a lot of the legends from previous years are now missing. Kobayashi, Maldonado, James Hunt, and Montoya were only in the game last year, but they're not in this game this year. So it's kind of like, wow, they could really go at any time. So I'm savoring everything that has Michael Schumacher. I'm savoring for all I can. Because there could come a time when I don't get to play as a Schumacher ever again. And that would be sad. 25 activities in my team. I don't think I've done 25. I don't know what's happened there. But they're all done. That's all done now. I probably should have stopped. I couldn't keep up with what was going on. But I think... Oh, I missed the development. Oh, shoot. We got enough money to do it, so I'm going to do that. It doesn't matter, but... yeah. In progress slot available. What? Did I not... Oh, okay. Oh, fair enough. Okay, I didn't press A enough. Assign upgrades.
Part developed, you need to decide which of your drivers gets it. Think carefully. Who can make best use of it to maximize our weekend performance? But also consider how each of your drivers might feel about the decision. If you have enough parts for both cars, don't worry. We'll fit them to both cars automatically. We'll only ask you to make the call when there's actually a decision to make.
Oh, okay, so they do that. The game will do that by itself. I'm going to give it to Jackson. He has the lower... rating. So giving him parts would actually... There's a fuel thing on Jackson's, like, overall there. It's a bit weirdly placed, but there's nothing I could really do about that. They just put them there anyway. Unless there is. I don't honestly know. But of course, me being Schumacher, I'll also make up the difference if Jackson is ahead of me. So it won't be such a bad thing. Let's go customization before we end this part. Yeah, there's nothing you can do to change the sponsors. I think one thing I'm probably gonna have to do is maybe lower this a little bit. Make it a bit like a bit darker, so you know you can see it. I mean, it doesn't matter, I guess. I would have liked to kind of place that kind of stuff myself. I don't know why. Unless it's something to do with the car, but I doubt it. Honestly. But yeah, I would have liked to have done that myself. I don't know why they just automatically did that. But yeah. That's pretty much everything. This mode is a huge improvement over the previous years. You know, since 2020, it was a new thing. But it got very much the same every year to a point where you got like very much used to it. So this revamp was definitely needed, and they've added a lot more to think about now. So I most likely will use this mode in part of the Aiden Jackson story for whatever story I tend to do at that time. We'll have to see, but if I do, then I've got a lot more to think about than I ever have before. So it's going to take me a while to get used to it. So I might have to do like a casual save in the background just to try and get a hold of things, because there's a lot to take in, which I really like. But yeah, that was pretty much the exploratory before the first race. So what I will do now is I will end this video. I will go and partake in the practice and qualifying sessions, set the grid, do the race, record the race, save the replay of the race, record the race replay, and then I will add the commentary, and we will do what I did last year and make it a commentary video. Going to be quite a cool dynamic seeing Cadillac a year early. So that's going to be quite interesting to commentate over. I can't wait to do that. So, yeah, that's My Team 2.0. That's the menus and vistas and everything. It all looks really nice. And now we just got to see how this My Team car fares. Now, I'm going to use the practice, like I said, just to reiterate on difficulty here. It is 60 right now. This might change going into the race. This might actually change because I don't know how good or bad 60 is going to be. We know from the reverse grid race, me being in a Sauber, that the AI do seem particularly fast. But don't forget, at the start of every F1 game cycle, the AI seems much faster. And then they kind of patch it and slow them down later. I kind of hope they don't do that, but at the same time, I at least want to be competitive. By finding that nice blend. So I might start at 60, it might go up, it might go down, not sure. But yeah, I need to start racing on this game properly, because like I said, Breaking Point, as good as it is, the AI were, well, not weak, but it made ERS very strong down the straights. And then you play in the actual racing on 65 difficulty and you realize, oh man, it's not that powerful actually, because the AI has been kind of bumped up in difficulty. But you don't really have control over the difficulty, what's the word, on its own. You don't have the difficulty slider. You just have a set difficulty that the game difficulty gives you in the Breaking Point mode. So, yeah, I've got to get some more actual racing under my belt. But as we saw from the reverse grid race, or the reverse track race, the AI is pretty good. So it'll be interesting to see what we do for the first time trying to do this properly at a track I know and I'm pretty good at, to be honest. Well, I wouldn't say pretty good, but my performance as Aiden Jackson in 22 will certainly prove that I certainly am somewhat decent at this track, I guess I could say. But we'll see. So I'll see you then. I can't wait for this. This is going to be quite surreal to bring Cadillac Andretti to the fore a year early and commentate on a possible future, maybe. I have to wait and see. I'll see you then.